Hello. Hi, everybody. Boob tissue. Happy Monday. I'm live on Monday. What? Has anyone ever seen me live on a Monday? I don't know if I've ever done a Monday live. Welcome, welcome. It's like, welcome one, welcome all. How's everyone today? Let me remind all my friends that I am live. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to go on my Discord channel real quick. Nope, not that one. I'm live now, everyone. Yeah, I'm on today. I decided to go on just for a little bit. Um, I'm gonna work on my Father's Day tag. Just get that done. That's all we're gonna do today because we're gonna start a book on Wednesday. So, hey Dorothy. So I'm gonna do a Father's Day tag, and I have like an idea. I'll show you the. I did my angel tag the other day. If you guys missed it, this is my 3D. You can see it has like a little bit of clouds. This is my angel tag. Hey Lisa. Hi Cheryl. I got to get my printer. Let me get my little printer because I do have to print a couple of pictures from my phone for this tag. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I really like the way it came out. I used some vellum, and I did the angel is out of vellum, except for the wings, of course. But I kept it like really simple. So now I'm gonna do my Father's Day tag, and then this coming weekend is the fairy tag, and then next weekend is dragons, and then we're done with June. Can you believe that? Hi, Mary. I feel like the weeks are just flying by already. Like, but in 2 weeks it's the end of June, and you're like, oh my god, summer's halfway done, right? Hey, Lex. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm just taking out my little printer. This is my little sprocket. Hi, Yvonne. This is my little sprocket. You guys have seen this before. I always forget which side is up and which side is down, so whatever. And I think I just turn it on. I don't know. I don't think I had I didn't charge it. I hope I didn't have to do that. Oh boy. Hi, Kimmy. We'll just try one and see how it works. We'll try printing a picture and see how it works. I got pictures. Let me see. It's Father's Day pictures from this weekend. So I'm gonna pick them real quick. Okay, that one's no good because her eyes are closed. So I'm gonna delete the ones that are no good. Let's start here. Oh my gosh, my picture's terrible. Uh, that's a cute one. All right, hold on. Because if I don't delete all the extras, I'll print the wrong one. That one. I like the other one better. All right, so I got one to Bella, and then I need to pick one with Leah. I like that one. So we'll delete this one. So I picked one with Leah, one with Bella, and now let me pick one of the two of them, or the three of them rather. I don't know why Bella's eyes are so closed. Okay, so I got Bella, Bella, Leah. Don't need one with me. I gotta find one with my dad though. But let's try those three first. So I just gotta find the app, which I think is at the end, right? I always forget the app. Why can't I find it's Sprocket? There it is, Sprocket. Oh, Face ID required. Oh no, not again. with this login. Leah, I may need you, honey. I'm not signing up. I'll do it later. Oh, excellent. Came right up. Okay, so let's just try the two of them together. I just picked the picture. And then I just hit print. I think that's it. Let me get a wire because I have a funny feeling that it needs to be charged. Of course this won't work. All right, let me... Hold on, guys. Because while this prints, I can do other stuff with you. There it goes. You know what? If I do it on the computer, it's going to keep doing that. There it is. I need to do it on this other thing. Oh, get out of there. That green wire is the wrong. There it is. Okay. I think it's going to work now. Yeah, it's a cute picture from yesterday. Hopefully, I said it's the light's on. Don't know if anybody's home. So, what I want to do for my Father's Day tag today, I had seen this kind of like, I want to call it, what would like a slide out of pictures where it goes, and then each time you pull it, another one opens and another one opens. They're all connected. So I wanted to do that. Hey, Jesse. I haven't tried it yet, so I've never put that in one of my journals. But it's been in the back of my mind that I've seen a few people do that, and I want to test it out, see if I can make it work. I just watched somebody do it real quick one time, but we'll see how it goes. So that was my idea. I'm gonna hit print again. I think that, okay, now it blinked a few times. It's blinking. It's blinking again. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. Oh, I hear it. I hear something. It's making noise, and so is the cat. Oh, it's printing. Do you guys see? Can you see it? There it is. It's printing. Oh, I took two out by mistake. How was everybody's Father's Day? Perfect. Okay, let's do the next one. So this is, oh, it's going to print too. Okay, that's okay. So yesterday was nice here. I had a house full of people. I had 22 people in this house. I don't even know how we did it, but I set up a table over here in front of the family room, and I put a table across the way of my dining room table. Oh, got an extra one. I'm going to print this one. I wanted to do 4, so I'm going to do one of these, one of each girl and him individually. I'm not going to do me, and he's not my dad, but I'd like to find a picture of me and my dad to kind of put in there. It'll be an old picture, though. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? About how you pull it, and it's almost like, you know how when you pull a waterfall and they flip? So this is kind of like you take the first image and you pull it sideways, and it's like it interlocks into the next one, into the next one, and it pulls. You can make as many as you want. I was just going to do the 4. My weather sucked. It was like It was like it is today. Overcast, rainy, and drizzly throughout the day. Like a slider card. Thanks, Kimmy. Yes, a slider card. Okay, so we got two of them. We got, now we need to do Bella. I'm going to do Bella. You've made several of those. Very nice. I haven't tried them yet. So we're going to try one on a smaller scale for my tag today, for my Father's Day tag. Hi, Adam. Okay, so these pictures are done. So now I'm going to go back. It just came on 10 minutes ago. And with this Face ID thing. I need to find the picture first because otherwise now it's going to have to be back. Let's see. Here's some pictures with Dad. That's all of us. I'm just going to take a quick peek, see if I find something with just me and my dad. Oh, that was after my surgery. I don't think I'm going to find one. Mm, maybe for his birthday. I should have looked for this picture already, but I didn't think of it. You know what I could do? I could do it after the fact. We could do it and I can add the picture after the fact. That'll work. So I'm not, that way I have time to find it. Okay, so I got my 3 pictures and then I'll add me and my dad. So I'm going to do 4 pictures. So those are the pictures we're going to do. These are from yesterday. That worked out really well. So for the background, let me go get some scraps. Scrap paper, I mean. Okay. Blue, maybe brown. I don't know if I'm going to do blue or brown. Let's see what we got here. You know, the whole point is to try and use our scraps up first. Hey, Leah. How are you, hun? That's a cool background. Oh, so is that one. I like that too. I got a library as well. That wouldn't be bad either. It's a little thicker. Mm. Because this has got a brown and some blue in here, so I'm trying to be. I think I'm going to do this one. I'm doing well, thank you. Just a little tired. A bit of a rough morning, I ain't going to lie. I had a quite quite a rough morning. And wait till I tell you guys what happened. You're gonna be like, "What?" All right, I just want to plan this out real quick. I like the browns here. I want to take out because I need like a full sheet of paper for this next part. So I want to maybe I'll do instead of maybe green would be kind of cool too. I don't know. Let's see. But see that color looks good. Don't have to make them too big. I've never done this before, so I think using cardstock should be fine. Oh, this is nice too. Double-sided. Well, I appreciate that. You were going to text me, but you didn't want to bug me. This one's nice too. That looks good. I'm just looking to see if there's anything like Father Day kind of jam. I kind of like that one. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to do this one. All right, so the whole premise is you got to make four, almost like a waterfall, four cards. The only difference is this is actually going to be almost like an envelope card, and I'll show you what I mean. Meaning that it's gonna open. It's not just one flat piece. It's got to be like this, where it's gonna open on the inside. So this should be enough to do four pieces. Should be, but we shall see. As long as I make them all the same size. Now, these are 3 inches. So again, I think if I make this like, if I do 4 inches, and then the width-wise 3. So if I do 4 by 3, let me think for a minute. 4 by 3 will roughly be 6. That'll work. Give me a little bit of a lip. Because if I do 6 this way, it can't be bigger than that. All right. If I do 4, yeah, I'm gonna do 4 by 6, and we'll see how that works. Let me cut this up real quick. Oh, let me show you something really cool. Larry for Father's Day got some lures. These are they were like spider lures, but look at the back. How cool is that? I just got myself some acetate with some. Isn't that neat? And I think this comes off pretty easy. Obviously I haven't cut this up yet. You know me, I'm like, Larry, I need the back of those plastic containers. He's like, what? I go, look, it's a spider. It's so cool. I said, I could totally use that. He's like, all right, have at it. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Definitely can use this, right? Let me cut the other one real quick. So you never know when you're going to pick up. Oh, and you know what else I yesterday, while I was cooking on Saturday, I was, what was it? It was not potatoes. It was, I think it was one of the onions. Or was it both onions? I forget. Because I had gotten different kinds of onions. And the little mesh bag that they're in is awesome. And look, so I got a white one, right? And this is kind of cool because we could put paper in here and it'll stretch. And then I had one that had purple. Look how neat this is. I think this was a red onion one. And then you could just like literally put your whole, like, not paper, if you're doing like a tag, hypothetically, you could just sleeve it, like that. It's like really cool. So don't forget, keep your eyes open. This will go in my fabrics when you're doing different stuff, because you never know. You never know. That has a little spider down there. That's pretty neat. Wonder if I can somehow. That'll be a cute little window, right? Why not? Will I use it? Maybe. Maybe not, but I have the option. Okay. So now we have some really cool gothy ephemera stuff. All right, I was going to cut this into 4x6s. Okay. So I have my 4x6. This is going to be the shape of the card, basically. And the key is, first of all, I'm going to try and make them all as even as possible. Let me cut the second one. Okay. checking to make sure they're all as close as possible to each other. See, and we're going to glue this like this so that it's open like that. And that's going to be our base. Again, never did these before, so we're just kind of going to play it by ear. I've seen people glue these right away. I'm going to wait because you have to do, well, you'll see how this is going to work. Okay. So we have 4 of these. How it's going to work is they're all going to be connected where when you pull the first one, it pulls the second one, and then it pulls the third one. And it'll continue to do that. And how you do that, this one gets glued down flat, right? And then this one will get attached to this one by a little strip. It's going to attach the 2 pieces together. And I forget who it was gluing it and kind of doing this. I'm like, why not just glue it before you glue this shut? That way you're not fighting it. And again, first thing we're going to do before we do anything is zhuzh it all. It's going to be harder to zhuzh when it is down already flat and you got stuff in it. And I'm going to do both sides because I'm not sure which side is going to be seen. This way, we're covered. You know the rule. Better do it and not need it than need it and not have it done. We're doing a little my Father's Day tag with a little card slide out. So I just cut all the papers for the pictures. I'm just zhuzhing them all. And of course, I'm going to do both sides. Okay. Next, we need a strip. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to make it like, oh geez, let's see how big this is. 4 inches. So I'm going to make it a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to cut another 1/2 inch. One more. I'm going to do 4 1/2 inches. I think I only need 3 actually though. So I did a couple of strips, 1/2 inch. Okay, so how this is going to work, if I'm not mistaken, again, I didn't watch a tutorial. I just watched somebody open theirs, and I looked at it mechanically and kind of figured out, how I would do it. So once you glue this down here, and then it gets glued there, this next one, I believe, goes like that, right? You put this in here, and then it gets glued to this one. Okay, so it doesn't need to be this big, but let's just figure this out. So you don't glue it to the bottom one, right? It stays loose in here. But I'm going to use a piece of washi tape. I think this is how it works. Something like this. See that? Let's do the next one. Let's fold them all so that this piece is already folded. Okay. So then, once this is glued, we'll pretend this is glued. This may not be the way it's done, but in my mind, I think this will work. After we permanently glue it. That looks about right. Oh, I hope these are big enough for the picture. I should have made them a little bit wider, maybe. Maybe I should make these wider. But you're getting the idea. Well, you know what? This could be our template. We love our templates, right? Yeah. It's like one of those, like for me, I need like a template. So this could be my template moving forward if it works. I think they glue it. I didn't, I'm finding it hard to figure out where to glue it on the inside. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And then this one will gets glued there. Maybe what I would do is I would maybe stagger them. No, I don't want to stagger them. It would be like that. And maybe I could put like a little, see, this is how you think. I could put a little tab so you can actually pull it with the tab and it'll open it. sorry. I do get in my own little world. I get in my head. At that rate, you could probably go the other way too. Hold on. So that's how I think it went. I mean, it looks like it's probably not the right way. I'm probably missing a step because I feel like they glued it to the actual to this piece here. But I still think it'll work doing it this way. I just need to make my cards bigger. Like my where's my tag? Let me see how big is my tag is 3 inches. I made this what? Well, it's really not that much. It can't be that much bigger. It's only a quarter of an inch. But if I do the math right, it's still get that. That's about the yeah. That'll give us a little bit more room. And now that I see this, maybe doing it in paper will thin it out a little bit. Not be as strong, of course, but it'll still thin it out because it's just my tag, and I don't want it to be too bulky. So maybe we'll do this with some paper now, and this could just be my what do you call it? My template. That's what I'm thinking. No, I did it all this way, right? Yeah. All right. So I did 6 inches. So I need to make it wider. Maybe we'll use that paper that was double sided and it was darker, but maybe we'll make it a little bit taller. Not too much taller, but just a little bit taller. Could go up to here. 5 inches. 5 inches tall instead of 4. That'll give us a little bit more room. And literally just a half an inch more this way is what we need. And this, I cut this at 6, so it needs to be at least 6.5. So we get a 3 inch wide, and we'll fold it on the 3.5 inches, which folds in. I think that'll work. Anybody have another suggestion? But I think that'll work. So, all right. double-sided. I like that. I think I have enough of that to do. Do I? No. This is 11 inches. 11 inches this way. Okay. I could use 2 of these. Because it's 11 inches long, so I'll get my 5 that way. And this way, it's a little over 6 inches. It's 7.5, so I could cut this down to 6. Yeah, that'll work. Wait, no. Yeah. Okay. I do like this color. It's a little too dark. I think I'm going to go with the lighter color now. I like that combo. All right. I think we got a plan. All right, first let's make our 4 pictures. So we're cutting this down to 6.5 this way. And then 5. And 5. Let's make sure they're the exact same height. Oh my goodness. You fell? I hope you're okay. Here, I'm going to use my here. You know what I should probably do to make my life easier? I'm going to cut a template in the size that I want and use that to fold so that they all fold exactly the same. That's the best idea. Just needs to be 3 inches. There we go. 3 inches. Too big? No. All right, so let me tell you what happened this morning. Yes, definitely be more mindful, more demure. Couldn't help it. So my mother calls me this morning, which is unusual for her to call me while I'm at work. And I said, hey, what's up, Mom? And she says, oh, I just came back from the doctor to go over the results of my mammogram. I said, okay. and I don't understand. They said that I have to go do a biopsy. But when I left the clinic, they said everything was fine. And I'm like, wait, what? A biopsy of what? And she goes, I don't know. And I said, wait a minute, Mom, something's not right, because my sister-in-law went with her to the mammogram, and when they left the clinic, they said everything was fine. So I said to her, do you have a copy of the results? And she said, yes. I said, and she's all worried. She goes, they want me to go to this hospital, and I don't want to go to that hospital. I want to go to your hospital. And I said, Mom, let's just take one thing at a time. I said, you have the results, right? She says, yeah. I said, okay. Bring them tomorrow to the graduation so I can read them, and then we'll go from there. Is Bella? Hey, Belle. I'm telling everybody my story today, my stressful morning. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, something doesn't sound right. So I text my sister-in-law. I said, hey, when you went with my mom to do the mammogram, didn't they tell you that everything was okay? And she says, yeah, why? I go, well, she just went to the doctor, and he's telling her that they have to do a biopsy. Mind you, it wasn't her doctor. It was a PA, because the doctor was not in today. So I'm sitting here thinking, Jesus, what do I have ahead of me now? Like, I got enough stuff to worry about. And my sister-in-law's like, something's wrong. She goes, they told me everything was fine. I'm going to call the clinic right now. I said, okay. And I'm going to call the doctor's office to find out, because they also told my mom, your ultrasound says there's a tumor. And my mother goes, but I didn't do an ultrasound. I did a mammogram, and they normally ultrasound me, but they didn't this time. So they just weren't really paying attention to what she was saying. So then my mom, I don't know why this is cut uneven. You see that? It's cut uneven. It's so strange. I'm gonna trim them up together at the same time. So make a long story short, right? I'm gonna make a real long story short for you guys, so you guys could appreciate this, because this just goes to show. My sister-in-law called my mom, and it turns out that my mom happened to be with her tenant at the time. When she called me, she was by herself, and she was all upset. But now her tenant is home, so the tenant took a picture of the results and sent it to my sister-in-law. So she sends it to me, and I'm reading, and all I see is like, it says 48-year-old female with whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting going, wait a minute. My mother is not a 48-year-old female. What the hell? They gave her the wrong results. Holy crap. They gave my mom the wrong results. So I'm like, all right, we gotta get to the bottom of this. And my sister-in-law noticed the same thing. This is the craziest thing, how it's not even. So to make a long story short, that's exactly what they did. They sent somebody else's, after many phone calls, and you can't call the doctor's office directly, okay? You have to call a service. The service calls the office, and the office calls you back. That's how they work now. Because her doctor retired and sold his practice, and like a group bought it, and it's been a shit show since. Make a long story short, and after many phone calls, the clinic had two people with the same last name do mammograms on the day my mom was there. The first person had the tumor. The doctor did a dictation on her results. It applied it to the lady's results, and then applied it to my mother, thinking it was the same because of the last name. Sounds hokey to me. But anyhow, that's what they said happened, and it gets sent out automatically without being checked. So by the time they figured it out, they didn't get to the doctor's office to let them know. So basically, my mother got somebody else's results. At 75 years old this morning, my mom thinks she has cancer and needs to have a biopsy. Can you guys imagine what I was dealing with this morning? Like I needed it. Like I needed that. And then I'm talking to these people saying, well, I do believe that this was not handled properly, period. And they have the nerve to tell me they disagreed with me. And I said, okay, well, let's agree to disagree then, shall we? But can you imagine? I'm like, you are barking up the wrong tree, trying to argue with me. Literally barking up the wrong tree. I am not the person to mess around with when it comes to stuff like that. Okay. Now they should all be nice and even. It's still not even. How's that possible? Oh, we're going to let it go. It's just for my tag. It's not going in a book. Okay. Speaking of, I think I'm just going to glue this down. I'm thinking, do I want to put everything over it? No. Yeah, I know there's protocols. I just don't understand how the hell. Oh, guys, I can't even. That was my morning. What if she had like a heart attack or something, right? Like just worrying about it or something. It's just irresponsible. Okay. Now, in retrospect, it might be a good idea to put the seam part this way so that we're. No, this way is best because then it pulls it onto there, onto the full one, and onto the. Hmm. I know, but they definitely didn't handle it correctly. You're right about that. Yeah, see, it's a little bit thinner with this stack. I like that. It's a little bit thinner. One thing I was also thinking is it'll be nice to maybe do something over it that we can kind of like open and then pull it. Oh, maybe I should do one more so that these all have pictures, but then the front cover one will say like Happy Father's Day, something about Father's Day. So maybe I should do a fifth one. So it's kind of like the cover with a tag, not a tag, a little pull thing. Maybe I'll put like a little charm to pull it. Oh, go to bed, honey. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next time. And then I could do a ribbon behind it that will tie to close it, keep it closed. Undo the ribbon, take the charm, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, and then yeah, I think I like that idea. So we're gonna have to glue this. It can't be centered. It's gonna have to be off to the side because then we want the little like that. So you see the whole picture. This is kind of like what I was talking about, why I made it a little bit wider. So to make this pop, we're gonna cut a little background. And it's gonna be the width minus however the width of this is gonna be. Which I think is gonna be like that. and I'm going to do this color so it ties it in. So it'll look really pretty. But I want to cut a nice little shape. Let me think. What shape? Let me look at my my die cuts, my shape die cuts. Well, this is obvious. Well, that's nice and narrow, actually. That might be the only one. I know I use that one all the time. But, let's see. Yeah, that'll work. I could use this to trim it up on the side a little bit more. I think that will look good. Well, if I do it like that, and then redo the bottom, then I'll get that shape to go in here. Oh, puzzle already? That was fast, guys. That was fast. I'm just thinking how to make it a little bit more cohesive, right? All right, let's do first things first. Need to cut a bunch of these out. One, two. I could actually get 4 out of here, though. Yeah, I could probably get 4 out of here. Cut this in 6. All right, let's see how that works. Go over here. It's always good to tie in the paper to the background. It makes the tag a little bit more cohesive, I think. And it'll make it pretty, but still masculine because it's for Father's Day. Okay. I mean, actually, that doesn't look bad. Just like that. But if I do trim it, well, I have two of these. We'll trim one of them, and if we like it, we do it. And if we don't, then we undo it, right? You know what? I better use some tape just in case. So you see, I cut just a little bit off the top. It just poked the holes on the two sides. Now, we're just going to re-poke the holes basically and line it up. I just went in far enough just to cut the bottom. It does look a little bit better, right? Just like that. I like it. All right, we're going to do that to all of them. So we got that one. Thank you, Cheryl. It's always good to be validated. Oh, got to do a little bit more. It didn't make it rounded enough. I cut it a little bit short. There it goes. Okay. Thank goodness I left a little bit of space when we took the picture. That's a good point. And I probably should have done that myself. You see, I only went in a little bit. Just hi, Carol. You know what I could do too? Even I already did the top. I could use the more narrow. Well, will it cut it too narrow? Yeah, that's fine. In retrospect. Okay, so one, two, three. I'll do the fourth picture on my own. Four, and we have to do a fifth one, so it's the cover. Yeah, well, you know what? It's always it's always cool to see what somebody else does and then take it and build on it. You know what I'm saying? That's sometimes what I do. Like I'll watch somebody, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, but what if we did it this way, or what if I changed it up like this, or whatever. Um, that's the only thing I like. We need one more of those. So we did it 6.5 by 5. Let's do the 5. Let's do this 6.5. And then, where's that little black card that I used to fold? Did I drop it? I'm always dropping stuff. And you know what? I need one more of these maybe for the cover. Can I go a size bigger? Just for the cover, we could go a little bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah. This bigger one will be for the cover. Which package? Not my package, I hope. You should have gotten that already. Alright, I think we're good with this. I lost that little black card, and it's really annoying me right now. I'll just use this. Ah, okay, got you. This will be for the cover when we're ready to do the cover. So I'm going to keep this together so I know. Because you also have to pull a pull tab, which is why I saved this in case I want to use this for the pull tab. All right, so I figure let's go the two of them together, oldest, youngest, and then it'll be me and my dad will be the last one. Really? That's weird. Yvonne didn't get one of my packages yet either. So I'm going to have to try and track that too. I don't know what's going on with this post office nonsense. But, okay. So with this said, because this is all rounded, I think I'm going to round off the corners on all of these. Just to make it look nice. It'll soften it up a little. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, next we're going to zhuzh them all. I feel like we only have to do the front now that we have an idea of how this is going to work. The corners to be a little bit darker. So it looks a little bit fading. Okay. Okay, so I think for the pull, I'm going to use this because it's a little bit thicker. Then it'll match. You ain't going to see it, but oh, it's not going to wrap around. Not long enough. Sorry, Charlie. Maybe we'll use this. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Let me see. Do I have anything else over here? Oh, I do have these two. I think these are strong enough. Should be. Just have to make it less. It has to be half the size of this so that it doesn't. Yeah, it needs to be half the size of this. Hello, hey Ted, how you doing? What's going on, sister? think about this. I may have to Google this for a second. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. And damn it. Oh, I see what they do. They're just gluing the one strip. So they put the strip in and then they just glue it. To the bottom there. Okay. All right. What they did was, say we start with this one. They put the strip in here and then they glued this to the top of the next one. So it's loose in here and this will pull it. All right. That makes sense. We could do that. But they only did like the top and the bottom. They didn't do like, I think I'm going to do the whole thing. So that's a little bit more secure. I figured it'd be easier to cut it in half after we folded it. So it's straighter. Like that. Let's do the next one. Okay. I'm making a slide out. I'm attempting to make a slide out. All right. We just need to start doing this. Like that. And then it gets glued to here. I have a feeling this is going to tear because it's paper, it's not cardstock, but we're going to see how it works. Well, it's not going to get a lot of use out of it anyway because it's my tag. But now in retrospect, I probably should have made this with cardstock. Yeah. So it doesn't tear. You're looking. Hmm. Uh-oh. I feel like the way I did it, something's not right. It's not. I did miss you. But wait, that doesn't look right because the way I did this one, see how I went like that? So maybe this is actually a better design than this one. This one, it won't close all the way now because of the little pieces that are glued. The last one will. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Only the first one closes all the way. Oh, wait. Maybe it's... Yeah, no, I don't think I should have glued them like they did because I think it's going to leave it like in layers as opposed to closing up like this one, like we did this one. I think I'm going to undo them and do it, and then I'm going to use cardstock because, yeah, it's going to tear. So let's take that out. We can rebuild it. It's just paper and glue. Yeah, I don't like the way that's going to close. I need it to... That one's okay. Stay like this because that'll be the base. All right, let's let this dry. And make sure none of this glue. In the meantime, back at the ranch, while that just dries a little bit, I'm going to glue these pictures in here. And just a little. I don't want too much. Just enough to take those white edges off. Shetty, I'm working on, it's called a slide out. It's like a, well, it's exactly what it is. It's a slide out. I did a quick little template over there. Well, this was done with washi tape, but that's what it's going to do. But now that I think, I keep having connectivity issues. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they struggle with making it flat too, that way. So I think that maybe altering it and doing it the way that I was thinking of might be a better way of doing it. But we'll see. Nothing ventured, right? That's what my tests are for. To test theories. So I'm just doing my Father's Day tag, and I decided I didn't want to do the same thing I did for Mother's Day, but I wanted to do something different, like a pop out or something. And I remembered seeing this little slide out thing that I've never done before. And I figured, well, let's try it. Let's experiment. So we printed the pictures. This is going to be for me and my dad. Oh, shoot. You're right. They are stickers, Cheryl. Thank you. I don't know what to tell you. I had a stressful day, guys. Thank you for reminding me that these are stickers. I have way too much on my mind. Deb, you missed the whole story. You got to watch the replay. Thank you, my friend. I'm so glad you guys look out for me like that. Okay. I know, we all missed it, right? We're like, uh-oh. Okay. I am going to try and I'm just going to erase any glue out. So it doesn't interfere with anything. Sí, yo voy a cambiar un poquito las tiritas de adentro porque no me gustaba la manera que se estaba, no estaba cerrando por completo como aquí. Por tanto, ahora voy a hacerlo otra vez. Y lo que voy a hacer es pegar las tiritas, ¿verdad? Y colocarla una arriba de la otra así para que se mueva de todo. Yo creo que las otras personas están colocando en la página aquí, pero a mí no me gusta la manera que se está cerrando. Yo prefiero que se quede un poquito más suelto. Vamos a intentarlo otra vez. Yes, you can erase glue. Are you guys seeing like all this connectivity? I don't know what's going on. Literally, it's every like 3 minutes I'm having connectivity issues. No idea what's going on. Okay, so we got that one, that one, that one, and that one. That's the top. Okay, so we need one, and then two, and then three, and then four. We need four, and I'm gonna make them nice and thin. And I think I want to use something dark though, because I think this is too bright. Bright. I think I'm gonna let me go get gray. And I want it to be a little bit more like cardstock, a little bit darker than that. Okay, so this is at, let's cut this at 11, so I'm dealing with even numbers here. 11, and we're gonna make it less than, one, two, three, four. Okay. All right, so the first one we're gonna feed right through. What are you doing? Yeah. And I'm only gonna glue it to this. So let me grab a piece of. Oh, here's the little black thing that I was looking for. Right there. I think it'll just work a little bit better this way. close it. Do you hear this cat? We'll probably just use tape, to be honest with you. Yeah, I hear him. He's answering you. And this might not be the right way to do it, but it's the way that it's going to work for me. You love the little meow? He's obnoxious. Yeah, he meows until, like, literally, if you meow, he meows. If you meow, he meows. I hope this works. I didn't think this was going to take this long to. You are a whiner. The black one came in? I opened the door and I turned the light. Bill just ran right in. There she goes. These cats are like taking turns. What? You have food. It's your body. There's food right there. Okay, I have to finish this one because I didn't do this one yet. Vamos a ver si se queda lindo y se trabaja. Porque yo no creo que es así. Tengo que estudiar un poquito más. Solamente lo vi dos o tres veces, pero no vi cómo hacerlo. So it'll work, but it's not going to open it up like neatly. 1, 2, 3, I don't think. I think it does have to get stuck to the top one at some point there. Hey, but for the first try, and for it to be my tag here, it'll work. We'll make it work. I need one more strip. So for those of you that know how to do this better, a girl has to learn. I actually learned better by trial and error. How about you guys? I definitely learn. Every time I make a mistake, I learn more. because it's like, oh, that's what I'm not supposed to do. So this is like an alternative method because it's going to be like that. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the notification, guys. You should be getting notifications. Okay, once we glue that, that's how it's going to work. So I think you have to be on the app to get the notification. I don't think you get like, hey, Connie's on. I think like if you go on the app, it goes, oh, by the way, Connie's live. I think that's how it works. Bella, is that right? Like if you only get notification of people you follow if you're on the app. Like if you're not like you if you're not on your phone right now and I go live, you don't get a notification that I'm live.
I do.
See, my friends aren't doing that. No, I'm not
Well,
adding Mondays. Knock it off.
You have to make sure that your notifications are turned on in your phone settings for TikTok.
You have to make sure your notifications are turned on for your phone settings for TikTok.
So you have to go in your phone settings, click on notifications, find the TikTok app, and make sure they're enabled.
Okay, you got all that? That's my IT, my backup IT. Okay, so it has to do. Just check and make sure they're still on. I know TikTok is messing around with that stuff. It's really ticking me off. I got to be honest. I'm just gonna put this because I'm not. My picture's not ready yet. I didn't print my picture of me and my dad, but I'm gonna get this in here, and then when I print the picture, I'll put it in there because I have to pick the picture first. So I have to go look on my phone. TikTok is not notifying people. It's like some people get notified and some people don't. So it's extremely frustrating for everybody and for me. You know? It's like, what the fa la la? this is going to be, but before I glue this one, and before I glue this, because I want to put a little ribbon that's going to be tying this, because we need to have a way of keeping it closed, right? So I'm going to put a ribbon, I think, just to tie it around like this. Well, I did post it on Discord. Really, Shetty? I think I'm going to do a little brown ribbon. And I want to do like a chiffon organza, something like that. Something thin. Super duper thin. Could have sworn I had. Oh, maybe I have some left over in my scraps. Hold on. This yellow one that would match. I think this will work so it's not too. Interesting. Would I show you chiffon? Sure. I don't know if I have any chiffon in here because I have a separate box just for chiffon. Because this is organza, which is like that, almost like a netting. That's organza. The chiffon is the silky, like this. This is chiffon. See that? And it's frayed on the ends. That's chiffon. Actually, that might even be taffeta because it's shiny. The chiffon is. This is actually the chiffon. You buy them in rolls like this. It is a pretty word. See? It's not shiny. Chiffon is not shiny. I think I would call that more of a taffeta. So I would say this is what you would call the actual chiffon. When you buy chiffon ribbon, it's very see-through, very soft, and very silky. Actually, that could be silk instead of a taffeta because taffeta is stiff. So I think this is actually silk. I don't mean to confuse you. This is silk because it's shiny. This is chiffon. You get them in all different colors. See that? And this is with the ribbed edge. But this is all the chiffon I have in here. See that? Yeah, it's pretty. I wound up going with something else now. You're welcome. I'm just marking the center with a little bit of pencil so I could find the center easily to put there. And that'll go like that. That'll get glued down. And then I want to put a little pull here. This is going to be the Father's Day. And then I'm trying to think of how I want to do this pull. I might want to do it with an eyelet and a little thingy, like a tassel even maybe. I was going to do like a pull thing, but now I'm thinking like a little eyelet here. Could also do a little doorknob. And I need to find the right Happy Father's Day or just Father's Day. So it'll pull it all out like that. That looks cute. Is that what I want to do? I think so. Little tassel hanging would look cute. They're connected with a piece of a strip of paper. See that strip of paper? A little strip of paper that I This isn't the right way to do this. There's a way to do this where they're going to close nicely. But I have to figure it out because when I tried to do it like how I saw it being done, it didn't close flat like this. It closed like tapered. It closed like this, and I didn't want it to close tapered. I wanted to close like this. So I made it movable. You're supposed to take that strip and you're supposed to glue it to the top piece somewhere. So I have to figure it out. But I just made it loose so that I could close it nice and tight. Kind of like this is the template that we did. See? Like that. I did it with washi tape. But I'm just deciding what I want the cover to be. And I definitely, this is going to go on the cover. And then I have to put Father's Day, which I'll probably have to either print or something. But I think I am going to put an eyelet here and a little tassel. Well, if I put a tassel, do I need? Yeah. I think that'll work. Before I glue this, I don't want to be like, oh, I should have put this underneath that, you know? All right, let's do it.
double decker here on the chair? Okay.
Okay. Let's get an island out here. Hey. I dropped stuff.
Yeah, just a piece of...
He just walked in the door. Say hello.
Hello.
He just says, Larry home. He just walked in the door.
Here comes trouble.
Here comes trouble. You don't need it to be a very big eyelet. It could be one of the small ones. Let me just find the right color. Yep, that's the right color. Same color as the paper. Actually have like a mustard yellow. That will probably look even better. What about the gold?
Did you have something for dinner?
I did eat something, thanks. Why did I have a bad day? Well, in a nutshell, my mom went to the doctor to go over her mammogram and blood work and stuff, and they accidentally gave her someone else's results and told her that she had a tumor and needed a biopsy. In a nutshell, that's what happened. And it was my entire morning trying to get them on the phone, because you can't call the doctor's office directly anymore, and letting them confirm and telling them you got the wrong results, because I'm looking at them and it says it's a 48-year-old woman and that's not my mother, but her name is on it, but that's not my mother, and it says this is an ultrasound result, and she didn't do an ultrasound, she did a mammogram. So that's what happened. Exactly, Teresa, WTF. So my 75-year-old mom all morning thought she had cancer and needed a biopsy. That's what I dealt with this morning. And that's why one of the reasons we're definitely live, so I could just do a little crafting. And as a matter of fact, let me get this necklace off. Yeah, it's ridiculous how you have to literally micromanage. And I said to them, I understand mistakes happen, okay? I said, what I don't understand is the lack of the due diligence. I said, fine, the clinic acts, okay, so the clinic did 2 people in one day with the same last name. So the woman before my mom had the same last name, I guess, or whatever. And the doctor, the radiologist, put her results in the system and it duplicated them on my mother's because they have the same last name. Fine. But when my mom is sitting in front of you and you're telling her your ultrasound results are, and my mother says, I didn't do an ultrasound, because she knows the difference between an ultrasound and a mammogram, because she has dense breast tissue. So she has to get a mammo and an ultrasound, usually on the same day. They do both. This year they didn't, and they didn't do it last year either, which I don't know why. But she kept telling him, I didn't do an ultrasound. At that point, pause and look at the whole damn sheet. It was literally, it had my mom's name, my mom's date of birth, and the next statement was 48 or 45-year-old woman. She's 75. My mom looks good for her age, don't get me wrong, but she ain't passing for no 45-year-old. It's not happening. Yeah. And then they're doing this, right? The clinic owned up. The manager called me, apologized profusely, explained how it happened, and I said to her, you certainly have a gap there. a stopgap that needs to be fixed. As far as results being sent to the doctor without it being reviewed by somebody in the office first. So that's one. But the doctor's office, that PA, didn't do their due diligence. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. And I'm really pissed off about that. So that was my morning. Yeah, can you imagine how my mom is a hypochondriac, meaning she thinks the worst of any little thing. If her blood is elevated, she's got cancer. Everything is I've got cancer, honest to God. And if she doesn't have cancer, then I'm the one who's got the cancer. That's why we can't tell mom anything until I have definitive answers. So like she knows nothing about what's going on right now with me, and she won't for another not until like next week when I go to the doctor. You can ask my girlfriend, right, Elaine? So according to them, the other person did get the right results because it was her results that got duplicated. But I called. Can you imagine if they told her she's fine and she isn't? Oh my God. I'll never know. But heads would roll. Heads would roll. All right, I'm going to glue this now. Oh, Teresa. Yeah, I've done that. Where you're kind of like, oh yeah, it's today. And then you're like, damn it, it's not today, right? I'm just going to put a little bit of tape to hold this down and then glue it. Okay, let's just glue this bad boy down to be done with this. And kind of just put a tassel or something on here and see how it works. Okay. Hey, babe, where's your Father's Day cards? Maybe I could cut Happy Father's Day from the front of it to put on here. Do you want to see your Father's Day tag? No. Well, it's almost done. I need that part. It works. Not as neatly as it's supposed to work, but hold on a second. This is not. Hey, wait a minute. Make sure this bottom one is straight. Thank you. Okay, now it's straight. Okay. Not a traditional Happy Father's Day, so I'll have to do that. Now there's this one. Cute. All right. I'm gonna put a little, either a tassel or a charm. I'm thinking a tassel to give it a little something something. I don't have like any stickers or anything like that that's like for Father's Day. Now that I think about it. A manly tassel. The fish card was cute. Yes, the girls picked that out for Dad. Let me see what kind of tassels we got here. I know I have. Yeah, just throw everything on the floor because that always works well. You know what? I could do a fish instead of a manly tassel kind of a thing. Like I have these cute little ones. It's too thick. That was a cute one. Where'd it go? It's like a little half flat. That blends. Oh, exactly. That's what one these are. That's what these are from like little curtains or something. So cute. But I think that one looks kind of cute. Let's see if we just do it this way. Like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out the correct way to do this so they open. They're supposed to open and close in order, but that's the gist of it. It's a nice little option, something different instead of a waterfall, you know. And I was thinking, this is might be a good way to use envelopes because it's basically it's an envelope with the top and the bottom, the two sides cut off. You could use envelopes to do this with, because because I always have to find ideas to use my envelopes. Oh, that's cute. A pad of paper shaped like a house. You got to post the picture so we can see it. This is where, okay. What is with you see you see that I can't make a bow today? You're kidding me, right? Oh, and that already fell out of here? Oh, it's because it must have a loose. Yeah, that's why. Hold on. It has like an extra jump ring and it was open. Flip it the other way. This ribbon is really not doing its thing. Okay, that's it for now. I do not have a book about dads. I do have books about moms, but I don't have books about dads. Oh, and guess what? I found a book of Where the Wild Things Are. I I ordered it from abebooks.com, abesbooks.com, and it was only like $3 and like 50 cents, and that included shipping. So I got it because that's for a future book. So I was happy. So we're just gonna leave this for now, and then I will deal with the Father's Day thing. I am gonna put that in my put it in the book. But for now, I'm pretty sure this bow is going to be obnoxious because I didn't realize it is silky, and because it's so silky, it's going to keep coming undone unless you double knot it. I'm going to double knot it. Well, I'm not going to double knot it right now, but I do like the color. That looks good. I put gold in this. A little bit of gold. It looks like I'm putting gold in almost all of the June tags. That's pretty funny. But you found that double tag punch. Oh, the 3-inch one, the one that I like that I do for my logo. Yes, for the summer. Very nice, Teresa. Good find. I got my trunks too. I picked them up today. All right. That's it. That's all we're doing. Just a little bit of something, something. On did I put all my die cuts back away? On Wednesday, we're gonna start a new book. Yeah, they're all in here. I actually still have to figure out the size of that book. I haven't even determined that yet. And tomorrow I have graduation, so I'll do my best to prepare. I need to pick a picture of me and my dad and print it. And Deb, look at Mark's fishing lures, because the girls gave Larry fishing lures, and this was the back of the fishing lure box. I just cut it out during the live. How cool is that? It was the back of the box because the lure was a spider. And I thought that was really cute. And then on the front part, I was able to cut this little spider out. Hold on, let me show you. Look how cute that little guy is. Yeah, that's to show you the... Oh, she's already off? Okay. Well, Mark, I know Mark gets fishing lures and stuff, so I was giving her a heads up. Okay, good. I can't wait to see what you post. All right. Guys, that's it. I was just going to go live for a little bit to get the bulk of the tag done, which we did. And I think I'm going to change my clothes. I'm going to put my jammies on. I'm going to grab a bowl of ice cream. And I'm going to sit and watch 1 or 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. And just forget today. Just forget today. Yeah. And tomorrow I got to come home and make mashed potatoes because tomorrow's my niece and nephew's graduation. And yesterday I had made mashed potatoes, deviled eggs. I had potato salad, corned bean salad, baked beans, sausage and pepper. Well, sausage bratwurst on the grill, peppers and onions inside. We had hamburgers, hot dogs. We had steaks. We had chicken, rice, and French fries. So my nephew goes, "Could you make mashed potatoes and the deviled eggs for my graduation?" I'm not gonna say no. So yeah, so I already made the deviled eggs before I went live. Tomorrow I gotta make mash, a big pot of mash to take to his house. So, but thanks, Lisa. I know it was just a rough morning. It wasn't a bad day overall, just a rough morning. So, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this last minute. I will learn how to do this a little bit better. This was like on a whim. I kind of wanted to do something. I didn't want to do the same pop up I did for Mother's Day. So, but I wanted to do something different, and I thought, well, we can rig this to work. But I want to learn how to do it the right way, so it opens and closes the way it's supposed to. Because I know the way I did it, the strip that's connecting the 2 pieces together is loose, and I know you're supposed to glue it. And maybe I forget who I was watching. It wasn't like the Vintage Journal. It was somebody else. It may have been like a Lori. I'm not sure. She didn't connect the strip. She just did like 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches on top and on the bottom, and then glued that. So maybe that's the key. I don't know, but we're definitely going to practice and do that again for some of the books that are coming up, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So let's say our quick prayer. Where did I put our prayer book? I just had it out here. Flipped over to the right date. There it is. We're gonna read our prayer for June 16th. Oh, thank you, Lisa. It was Tony. Yeah, the doctor accidentally told my mom she had a tumor needed to be biopsied. It was somebody else's results. It was a disaster. But anyhow, we're gonna say our prayers now because Lord knows I need Jesus. Okay, let's focus. One more time. In the eye of the storm, all have sinned and are not good enough for God's glory, and all need to be made right with God by his grace, which is a free gift. The supreme force in salvation is God's grace, not our works. Salvation is God's sudden, calming presence during the stormy seas of our lives. We hear his voice, we take the steps, so we leave behind the Titanic of self-righteousness and stand on the solid path of God's grace. And surprisingly, we are able to walk on water. And God is not only within sight, he is within reach. Well, isn't that appropriate for today? Just remember, when the waters are crazy, he's there for us, like he was for me today. We have to remember that. Lord, we thank you for bringing us together and for giving me a little peace of mind today and for making everything turn out okay in the end. I ask that you help all my friends who are suffering with their mental or health issues, and that you allow us to come together again on Wednesday so that we can spend some more time together and just enjoy our presence and our friendship. I ask you this in Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Yeah, that was not planned. That was June 16th. So, in the eye of the storm, it was a storm this morning. So I think that's pretty funny, isn't it? Funny how the message is there. We just need to listen to it, right? In the meantime, Yvonne, I'm gonna go look at my tracking numbers, see if I can find the one for that white thing. I don't remember if I did it regular mail or not, but I will message you. Very appropriate, right, Charisse? All right, that could go up there. Gotta put my printer away. Listen, guys, have a great Monday's over. You got Tuesday to get through, and then we'll be together again on Wednesday, and we'll start the new book, Vintage Rose. I'm excited for it, and hopefully we'll be starting it because I need to still figure out the size and all that. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, you guys have a great Tuesday. Love you guys. Kiss, kiss. Big hug from me to you. Thanks for hanging out today last minute. I appreciate it. No 4 nights. Bye, T. All right, love you guys. Stop riling up the troops, Adam. Night, Des.